Show in Pietermaritzburg returned with full force in 2022. Despite only 4 months of planning, and overall attendance stood at almost 115,000. Let's visit some of the highlights of this year's show. From an industrial perspective, 475 exhibitors were accommodated, and this included an impressive presence of agricultural and construction equipment. The show also saw the first-time participation of the Milk Producers Organisation. There was a beehive of activities during this year's show with the KZN Bee Farmers Association. They have been supporting beekeepers and the beekeeping industry for over 100 years.
Good day, everyone. We're here at the Royal Show in Pietermaritzburg. We have the show annually, and the honey hall that we're in at the moment doubles as our clubhouse. Unfortunately, the Royal Showgrounds have been sold, so we're only expecting to be here for another year. But what I'd like to take you through is the wax. We do have the wax frames here. It's a competition that we run annually nationwide. The competition is not only for wax but for honeys as well. But these are the wax frames that are presented by members of our association. So it's not a company as such, it's individuals that bring in the wax cones, and they get judged on colour, flavour, the evenness of capping, the suitability for uncapping, density, and the general condition. These are our entries for the year. As you see, this is the first prize entry there, and these are judged by our judges from the Honey Judges Guild. The caps on the top one are quite large compared to the one below it. I suspect that could have been brood cone originally, with drones in it, which the bees then refilled with honey. The evenness of the cone is important for uncapping the honey, so we need a nice flat surface to make the uncapping easy. The one thing that judges did comment on was the cleanliness of the frames. You can see the dark spots on the frames. It's propolis. This is what the bees glue everything together with. It comes from tree gum that they bring in. The cleanest frame is the top one, but even that hasn't been cleaned properly. And you can see this one in the middle here. It's still got wax on the frame. It's always a tricky business cleaning frames, because you've got to be very, very careful not to stick your thumb or your finger into the honey and upset the look of the cone when it comes to judging.
Andrew Meyer here from the Royal Show at the Bee Farmers Hall, the Honey Hall. I've been a beekeeper for the last 5 or 6 years, and I specialize mainly in bee removals and also doing honey production or honey harvesting. And we'll just go ahead with this beehive over here. This is a working hive. Basically the bottom half from here down is the brood chamber where the queen lays her eggs and the baby bees are born, and as you move up you get the 2 super frames where the bees produce the honey that we harvest for the bottles that you see on the shelves around the honey hall. It's a very interesting topic. The queen bee is the queen of the whole hive. She controls everything in the beehives and tells the workers what to do and where to go to, and she she has a lifespan of 3 to 4 years, and the normal worker bee has a lifespan of 4 to 6 weeks.
The Royal Show is also known for fun-filled learning experiences. The next generation of farmers took centre stage in the cattle arena during the KZN Youth Show. The Youth Show caters for scholars with the help of university students. The Grootfontein Agricultural Development Institute travelled all the way from the town of Middelburg in the Great Karoo, Eastern Cape. The college was established in 1911 and is one of the oldest agricultural colleges in South Africa. Grootfontein has a proud training and research history that contributes to the prosperity of livestock farming in the Karoo and other arid regions. The vision of Grootfontein is to be the world's leading centre of excellence in training, research and extension in small stock and in agricultural production in semi-arid to arid climates. Farm TV spoke to one of their students.
Hallo, ek is Zak van der Merwe. Ons is van die Plaas Waaikraal naby Aberdeen. Ons het 'n boks toe daarso. Ek studeer op Grootfontein by die Landbou College. Ek het Angoras gekies want dit is 'n interessante ras. Dit is een van die moeilikste diere om te teel met baie goeters wat jy voor moet kyk, baie fyn puntjies, baie moeilike goeters om reg te teel. Dis een van die uitdagings waarmee ons moet deurmaak. Een van die voordele natuurlik van hoekom ons met Angoras wil boer is vir hulle hare wat besonderse pryse behaal het in die laaste 2 jaar. Tipes weiding wat bokke verkies, hoe groener hoe beter seker, maar hulle is redelik aanpasbaar, hulle kan enige gebied voorkom en streef daarso. Hulle is nie swaar op veld nie, so baie bokke kan op kleiner areas loop, hulle eet nie so baie so skaaprasse nie, so meer bokke kan aangehou word getalle gewys teenoor skaap.
The Sheep and Natural Fibre Expo has grown significantly in recent years and is always a highlight of the Royal Show. There was a daily sheep shearing demonstration together with other activities around wool and wool-related products.
Ons is bevoorreg om hierdie jaar by die Royal Show op Pietermaritzburg wees. Ons het so lank gewag. My naam is Mandy de Bruin van Mohair South Africa. Ek werk saam met Mohair South Africa, maar my naam is Mandy Mohair Boutique en Burke Weaving is Brian Cheromsky. Ek werk saam met hom. Ons is 'n team en ek kry my mohair van hom af. Nou as jy nou kyk na hierdie, is klaar gewas. Ons haal al die goetertjies uit, ons was hulle mooi en hulle is skoon. En dan van daar af gaan ons na die pieker toe. Nou die pieker het sulke lang goetertjies en dan piek ons om meeste van die ander los blaartjies en goetertjies uit te kry. Jy kan 'n handkader gebruik, maar die drumkader werk baie beter. Hy is absoluut fantasties en jy gaan vinniger en jou hande word nie so moeg nie. Hierdie kom dan uit soos 'n maatjie. En dan van daar af begin ons dit te spin. Dit is hoe ons met hierdie mohair werk en dit is 'n sustainable fashion soos ons dit sê. Jou kinders gaan hom oorleef en dan met daardie selfde wat klaar gewas is, maak ons hierdie awesome matte. Hierdie matte is forever. Jy gaan hulle nie deurloop nie. En hulle kyk dit mos soos 'n waslaagie, so hy bly mooi, hy bly skoon en dit is 'n forever iets wat jy mee doen.
The KZN Goat Agribusiness Project aims to improve home food security and rural livelihoods. This project helps with the improving of goat productivity and the increasing of homestead herds.
We're here at the Royal Show and we're
we're going to be chatting to Marissa now from the Goat Agribusiness Project. Marissa, just tell us a bit about yourself, where are you from and how did you get involved in this particular project?
Good morning. Yes, my name is Marissa Geraci. I originally come from America and I've been in South Africa for 13 years. I've been doing this work for over 20 years. I started in South Africa through a project called Heifer Project South Africa and became involved in the Goat Agribusiness Project about 8 years ago, working with a partner called Ndukachani. And we work with the Department of Rural Development and the Department of Agriculture. And so that's how we started about 8 years ago, working with the Goat Agribusiness Project. We work in KwaZulu-Natal and about 28,000 farmers.
If you could share 3 messages coming from this project, the 3 most important messages, what would that be?
So the first message would be there's a huge demand. There's a huge demand for goats, indigenous goats especially, and production. So what we're trying to do is increase production with these indigenous goats and farmers and help them increase their production because we can't get enough, especially in KZN. And then secondly is to create market access for the farmers. So once they increase that production, what do they do with them? And we want to help create market access, bring in speculators for the farmers. So we're working on doing that. Third is youth unemployment. There's a big problem with youth unemployment. We have a project that we're starting right now with the National Youth Development Agency with 3,000 youth. So we just kicked that off and we are training the youth to go out and help farmers. They are doing 6 months of community service, so we're getting skills, helping them, training them up with animal health skills, and then hopefully that they will have those skills and take those forward. And then so those are the 3 messages that I would say: production, market access, and youth unemployment are the 3 areas of need in the rural areas with goats.
And if people want to get involved in this project, how would they go about doing that and who do they contact?
So we have a website. It's gapkzn.co.za, gapkzn.co.za, and we have all of our training materials up there. So here are our training materials. We've developed these. They're all in PDF. They're downloadable for free. They can download them. It's got A to Z from on goats, chickens, cattle, and they can, even the schools books that I mentioned earlier, they can download those. They can learn about how to help their own animals. They can contact us directly. Our contact information is on there. If they want to get involved, they can also talk to us about that. So there's a host of ways. They would just start there at the website, gapkzn.co.za.
Thank you very much, Marissa.
Thank you.
There you have it. Go visit the website and get involved in this fantastic project.
Young auctioneer competition. As I say, we've got 3 auctioneers. We've got Fiso Khatebe, and we have got Tom Hodgson, and we've got Hans Kutter. So let's give a big round of applause, those of you that can hear.
One of Plaas Media's flagship projects, the Toyota SA National Young Auctioneer Competition, held one of its regional rounds at the Royal Show. Here are some highlights of this round.
25. Ek het 25 nou het dat daar bezig maar te kan nou 25 27 now bit 27 now bit 30 at 30,000 30 now bit 32 but not bit me 5 bit me 5 what about 8 but not bit me 30 at 28 I'm bit not bit me 30 what about 30 bit me 30 now 2.
And our winner for 2022, Tom Hodgson. As Brandon said, 3 really good auctioneers. There was not a hell of a lot in the scoring, but congratulations to all 3 of you. We'll be seeing a lot of you in the industry. As Brandon says, we need some young auctioneers. Some of them are getting a bit older, and we need some young blood. So thank you very much. And once again, big round of applause for the 3 auctioneers.
Just thanks to everyone. Thanks to our entrants. You were exceptionally well. Did exceptionally well. And thanks to the Royal Show for hosting us today, and to Toyota SA for making all of this possible.
It's always a privilege. Lovely to be with you, and thank you very much indeed. Well done to you 3 again.
Regular hoof trimming reduces the chance of infectious and non-infectious hoof lesions from developing. Overgrown hooves are a risk factor for developing hoof conditions such as foot scald. This can lead to foot rot or foot abscesses. This year, the Royal Show also had top-class cattle on show. All this happened under the watchful eye of the Fat Stock Judging Association. The sheep section hosted the Hampshire Down and the Ile-de-France national shows, and more than 500 sheep were entered this year. Let's take a look at some highlights.
Marshall with the number 360 minutes number 360 to our same buyer. At 360 on the back is the Indian Marshall through at 360. We close.
The carcass competition and auction in the sheep arena was live streamed to an audience of 959 viewers. The following awards were presented. To Bertus Steenkamp with his Dorper sheep, champion carcass, reserve champion carcass and best group of 4. To Harry Meyer with his Ile-de-France sheep, reserve best group of 4. To Ernest Woest with his Ile-de-France sheep, champion breed carcass, substantial European genetics. And to Regina Harmse of the Ile-de-France Society, reserve champion breed carcass, substantial European genetics. We spoke to Regina Harmse earlier that day about her achievements over the years and her farming practices.
Ons is hier by Royal Skou en ons gesels nou met Regina Harmse van RCH Ile-de-France stoep. Regina, hoeveelste kompetisie is dit wat jy wen en waaraan skryf jy jou sukses toe?
Om eerstens regstelling te maak, ek het nog nie gewen nie. Ek wil dit nie jinx nie. Ek het wel op die hoof die groep gewen en sowel as die kampioen op die hoof, maar ons het vanaand die resultate. Dit maak dit vir my makliker om dit te kan doen omdat ek met so 'n wonderlike ras werk. Die Ile-de-France is net 'n wonderlike vleisras en dit is waaraan ek my sukses toeskryf.
En hoekom Ile-de-France en wat is die rede agter hulle goeie prestasies in slaglamkompetisies?
Hulle het natuurlik 'n goeie bouvorm en dan hulle vetverspreiding is fantasties. Jy kan met 'n slagter praat. Hy sal vir jou, as jy aan hom kan Ile-de-France lewer, is hy gelukkig. Want hulle vetverspreiding is goed. Hulle word nie sommer maklik oorvet nie. Dit is 'n maklike dier om mee te werk.
Wat 'n proses volg jy en waarna kyk jy wanneer jy lammer selekteer vir 'n slaglamkompetisie?
Kyk, ek het nou maar 'n kommersiële kudde en dan my stoetkudde en dan ek sal nou gaan. Ek het al gewen met 'n lam wat van die ma afgegaan het. Op 107 dae is die lam geslag hybrid by Royal. So dit hang maar af van die lam se gewig op daai stadium. So as die lam 'n bietjie lig is, dan vat ek hom voerkraal toe rondom af. Maar as hy gewig reg is, kan hy net so gelaai word en kom deelneem aan die kompetisie.
Hoe lank word lammers gevoer en hoe keer jy dat jy oorvoer?
Kyk, as ek die dag nou speen of as ek nou uithaal vir die kompetisie, dan gooi ek hulle oor die skaal. Ek kyk wat weeg hulle. En as hulle 'n bietjie gewig nodig het, dan voer ek dit. Normaalweg, as ons 'n speen op 2,5 na 3 maande, dan sal dit dan sal dit 'n maand vat om hulle af te rond tot op omtrent 50 kg. So vir die slaglam kompetisie moet jy moet nou maar mooi meet, want hulle moet ook nou nie te swaar weeg die dag as jy laai nie, maar hulle moet ook nie te lig wees nie. So ek kyk na so omtrent 47 na 48 kilogram, so, want hulle verloor 2 na 3 kilogram op die pad tot hier, en dan moet jy ook daarom weet wat is jou rasse uitslagpersentasie. Ile Franse uitslagpersentasie werk op so min of meer 53%, maar dan het ek ook al hier op die kompetisie 'n lam gehad wat 66,4% uitgeslag het. So hy was heel uit die kompetisie uit, omdat hy toe nou te swaar was.
So dit kom eintlik terug na daai gesegde toe dat as jy nie meet nie, dan gaan jy nie weet nie.
Dit is presies dit, jy moet meet.
One of the most prestigious events on the national agricultural calendar is the Standard Bank Gold Cup Parade and Presentation, which always concludes the livestock side of the Royal Show. There you have it, the 2022 Royal Show in a nutshell. Until next year.